exercise.
It was a challenging opportunity.
Really quick, I think we're live. I just have to double check real quick.
Yep, my pulse is going, so.
I think I'm alive. We'll see.
We started multi-streaming across multiples.
Hell yeah.
So I like to double check.
Multi-platform.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, everything is on one audio channel now. Cool.
I'll see the podcast notification.
Sick.
Is M&I's audio getting picked up better?
I heard every word of that. Yes.
Great.
What was my audio from back here?
From back there, sounds like you're in the room.
Sounds like you're
far
back there.
away.
And if you directed your audio at
Oh, it's zooming in on your what's in the bag.
what's in the bag. That was awesome.
Good old AI.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, it's
I have no control over that.
That was peak comedy.
No, we've been loving the auto zoom.
Yeah, it's prime.
It's its own character.
Yeah, the auto zoom is pretty excellent. It was a lot easier to enable on my previous computer. I had to install like 3 separate, distinct Logitech products before I found the one that would enable my auto zoom.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nonsense, but now it works.
Sick.
That'll do.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Season 3 of Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice. This season will be titled A Wider World, GM'd by our friend Gabe Stringer. Look at that.
Hey everybody, it's Gabe Stringer, the voice of the narration and everyone who isn't a main character. Hi, welcome. Good to have you here. Let's kick it off with some player introductions. And I will start with myself. We're gonna do name, and we don't have characters yet, so we're gonna do just a fun player fact. My name is Gabe Stringer. I'm going to be the Dungeon Master, and my fun player fact is I quit smoking 3 days ago, so I feel different. Take it away, anybody.
Hi, my name is Lawrence, and although I have an easy fact today because today is my birthday, I'm going to give you a second fact. My Dunkin' Donuts order is an iced coffee, medium, no sugar, half cream, French vanilla swirl. Thank you.
Is that what you got today? That's not what you got today.
That isn't what I got today.
Okay.
This was a special surprise.
You were running that down, and I started looking at my own drink and like, am I drinking the wrong drink?
No, you did
Looks
not
like
steal
you're
my
drinking
drink.
warm beverages.
That's a third fact that you did not steal my drink.
Cool. Well, then
I think
that
we should establish an order, I think, right now before we start.
I was number 2.
Then off of that fact, I'll be number 3. My name is M. What is it? We're introducing ourselves.
fact
I'm a
about
player. Well, my first fact was that I didn't steal Lawrence's coffee, and my second fact is that I am in the process of quitting smoking. I actually didn't even bring my Nick guy with me today, just to like get used to not having it on me. So I'm in the same boat.
Wow, it's fun.
All right, one of you two gotta go now.
No.
I guess
Okay.
I'll go. My name is Grace Stringer. Are we all doing smoke-related facts? I haven't smoked in a while. So there's that.
Hell yeah,
I mean, I haven't smoked a cigarette in a minute. My second fact, not related to smoking, is that I think if I was cursed to turn into an animal based on my personality, it would be a raccoon. I relate to them, and I love them.
I think that would be too easy for a curse. That would sounds like they're giving you something you want.
Well, they don't know that.
The curse doesn't know.
Exactly. You gotta find that loophole.
I think the curse in that case is that you are an animal now. Not that it's
Yeah.
bad.
You're a
But I got
shitty
hands.
animal now.
Hey,
One with hands.
No. In this
My
case, you're not a raccoon because I know you want it too bad. So I'm gonna turn you into something
Oh.
silly like a jellyfish.
got it.
But on
My
land.
sub fact is also I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so most of this episode will be going, what? You want me to do what?
No, you
What
play
is it?
Dungeon World. You're
But that used one. There are many dice on my table now. There are
Just
many.
Do
There are
not worry.
6.
We'll just tell you which
We will
one to
be
roll.
talking through that.
Mhm.
But yes,
helped
indeed,
me-
it's going to be fun.
It helped me in the beginning to put each dice with its top number facing up so that when Gabe asks for a D12, you know you grab the one with a 12 on it. And then you'll learn their shapes over time.
And number
I know this
5.
one's the pyramids ass to ass.
Hi.
The pyramid is 4, just the highest number up. Sorry.
You're good. Hi, I'm Dante. I like to make coffee in the mornings, which is afternoons by the time I actually wake up. This is early for me. And I like to eat apples sometimes.
Sometimes.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes.
Facts. I should
The
eat more
occasional
apples.
apple keeps the occasional doctor away.
You guys ever heard of Henry and David pears? No, right?
The movie
Apparently-
star?
No, there's a
Henry David Pear?
there's a type of that's funny. There's a type of pear. It's like a holiday pear that people give out. It's like a holiday basket. It comes with 6 pears. One of them is gold wrapped, and the internet widely claims that these are hands down the best pears. Full stop.
When you said gold wrapped, I got a little bit of a little Willy Wonka vibe.
it
and I was
literally
like,
is a
"Ooh,
Willy
special
Wonka gold
pear."
wrapped pear. Yeah,
Is Timothy Chalamet going to hand deliver it to me?
if only.
Yeah, because I don't like pears, so.
I was just curious if anyone had heard of
Great.
them because I like
No.
I want to
Pears,
try one.
but I've also never heard of this.
right.
I
But
don't really have
eat-
my finger to
6
the
pears.
pulse of pear news.
Me neither.
Um,
Anyway,
but you know
Well,
about
that's
this.
fine.
That's a third fun fact, not including the coffee and the smoking. Is I've never tried a pear. Well, Henry and David
True.
pear. I've had pears.
I've never smoked ever
Uh,
because my lungs cannot take it.
good.
I love the connecting thread. This is fun.
Otherwise,
Um,
I would. I'll leave that how it is.
Harry and David Pears, not a sponsor, but you can get a box of them for $45 on the internet. Harry and David.
Also, Big Tobacco, also not a sponsor.
Wait, 6 pears is $40? Or are you making that up? Did you
No.
Google it?
$45 for 12 pairs, one of
12
which is
pairs.
wrapped in gold.
Mm.
Only
They come in
one?
different sizes. I didn't look any harder than that because I'm trying to keep
Is
my
it
brain
edible
full of
gold?
D&D facts. And
No,
not
It's
pear
D&D
facts right
time, not pears facts.
Sorry,
Dang it.
I got distracted.
now. Google it yourself. You also have the internet in your pocket.
Sassy today.
And that'll be
I
where it
shall.
fades into the beginning of the episode. That's perfect.
So, welcome one and all to Dungeons and Dragons. And as we mentioned in our player facts, we do have one brand new player here in the space. So I do feel like we do have to talk about the character sheet just a little bit, just to talk through some of the different things that your character is capable of. We're not going to do a lot of the math, or really any of the math. If we need to do math, we'll do it when we have to do it. This is mostly just to talk through your character sheet and what it means as far as role playing and narrative and like character prompts and things.
Cool. I've got my screen split. Half sheet, half y'all.
Perfect. So, at the top of, I'm looking at a character sheet, by the way. Here we are. At the top of the character sheet, we see the box that says class, background, race, alignment, name, experience points. The main things to look at: your race, your background, and your class. These are sort of your major qualifiers. They are the way that your character presents for the most part. Your race is sort of what you look like. Your background is sort of how you grew up, and your class is mostly where you draw your power from, but it also has narrative ramifications. So your character, Marjorie Ridgeback, is a race called a shifter. Do you want to talk about what that is for you, sister of mine?
Um, yeah. When I picked it, it said that I could pick an animal, and so I picked a tiger because I was reading a book about this certain kind of tiger that was killing people in India a while back, and I was like, tigers are cool, so I picked a tiger. Um, am I supposed to just read this? There's a filled
No.
in paragraph, or am I making stuff up? Is this why I make stuff up?
Um,
Yes.
okay, I'll give you a slightly more specific prompt, and then yes, make stuff up.
Got it. I
Shifters
don't
have
know.
like bestial aspects to them, be that sort of pointed ears or kind of feral
Got it.
characteristics and things. Um, what sort of what's different about you? Do you have sort of a cat nose? Like, do you have pointed ears sort of up front? Like,
I've I've got the cat eyes, kind of like Witcher eyes, but I
mm,
got the cat like with the cat pupils, not normal pupils, the upsetting cat pupils that
The
Geralt and
vertical slits.
yeah. Um,
mm.
that's I mean, and they're very clearly not human color. I think tiger's eyes are yellow or gold.
Witcher's
They can
eyes are
be any
yellow.
color you want. Um,
Okay.
Yellow or gold it is. Depends on the color of the light.
Yes, how the
Um,
light hits them in the trees.
the only other question I have about Marjorie is that shifters have personal names. Your name is Marjorie Ridgeback, but they also have what they call like wandering names. Like maybe your personal name is too personal to share with just like whoever. So you are like they call me Shadow, or they call me Dirt Walker or something.
They call me Ruppity Puppety.
Me him.
But
Beans.
you don't have to pick one if you don't want. If you just want to be Marjorie, that's also cool.
I want to do that.
Oh
Please.
yeah. So that's your race, your class. You picked the urchin. Um, do
Sure
you
did.
feel like the urchin is sort of the defining trait of your character? Are you an urchin or are you a cleric?
I think I've got deep at my roots, I've got urchin tendencies. Like I got thefty, grabby hands. Um, and I'm good at slipping away and hiding in small places and like weaving in the crowds and disappearing. Um, but I mean, cleric, but I think wasn't it also necromancy was my focus. Cleric,
Oh,
but
like a death
also
cleric?
I thought it
Yes.
was funny because I work at a
Classic tiger.
crematorium.
A tiger would be a death cleric.
I
But yeah,
do.
I think there are urchin tendencies that she can't shake just because she lived in the streets for so long that sometimes urchins got urch. So
Urchins gotta urch.
I've got an urge to urge.
I have a lot of questions about Marjorie's flow from urchin to cleric. Did that go? This is not questions you have to answer now. This is just like my brain as hearing this is like. So she started out as an urchin. When she became a cleric, did she become like a good cleric, like a normal religious cleric, or did she like devolve off of the like street path and into death cleric? Because cleric is
So
typically like good, and like an urchin and a normal cleric just don't blend because your spells require you to be good. So I was just curious.
I actually wrote a backstory for that because I was nervous someone was going to ask me this. um, so, so she was raised by her uncle, but then the uncle is executed. Uncle Carmine. And he was executed for like presumed selling of poisons, but it was never proved, and so even Margie herself doesn't know if he actually was selling poisons on the DL or not. And so then at 11, she was on the streets, where she befriends Laverne, who is a tough love bugbear pawn shop owner, who she brings her like stolen
Write that
items
down,
for
Gabe.
to
Write
get a
that
good.
down.
It's on the thing. I told you. I wrote it. It's all in the thingy. That gives her a good deal for stolen things and kind of helps her out a little bit. And then she does have her ferret. I forgot about that. Is the ferret's name Scarf? I have a ferret. I forgot about that. But then I was searching around and I witnessed a lich bring a dead man back from the dead to do some task. I wasn't very specific in my backstory because I wasn't 100% sure how liches worked yet. But I'm just making this up. And so then she becomes
D&D, I'm just making this up. Oh, man.
I don't know if that's accurate at all, but I said it, so it
Oh,
happened.
it's accurate to your story.
It's my truth.
Okay.
Facts.
I have the answer to the question that I asked, and I, for this one, don't want an answer, but I am curious how a level 1 character witnessed a lich event, and 1 is still a level 1 character, and 2 is able to adventure full stop.
Isn't clinically insane.
Really
Right,
good at
I
hiding.
just a fun thing to think about for you.
It's the nerves of the tiger. It's the nerves of the tiger. I don't care about that sight.
Yeah, I think I've got a way to sort of weave this narratively, if you'll allow me.
Leave away, man.
We've away,
Yeah, I think that the what you witnessed in your lich encounter um happened during your urchin days. You met a lich, or perhaps you met a necromancer who was just on the cusp of achieving lichhood. He was out doing necromancy things in the dead of the nights. Reviving corpses and asking them questions, and sometimes taking their fingers, or whatever it is that necromancers do. They got to have their bits.
Necromancer's got a neck.
They most of the time in my memory, necromancers mostly wake up corpses to ask them how to solve the puzzle.
True facts. And I think that because you were an urchin during this time, you were sort of more of a commoner rather than an adventurer. The necromancer decided that you were a fairly low risk pair of hands to take on. And much like your employment at the crematorium, you began a job that you were not wholly ready for, or understanding of what it was going to entail. Um, you saw many a thing and became different. Um, and I read your backstory, wonderful
Oh,
backstory.
neat.
You listed a minor deity, a deity of necromancy.
I didn't know.
That
I didn't
was
know if I was supposed to. I panicked and I just created a whole thing.
that is exactly what you need to do.
Oh,
You do
sick.
those things, and then someone, usually the dungeon master, will know enough about the world to say, and this is how it looks. Um, and this is how it looks. Your necromancer was devoted to this deity by the name of Velsharoon, who is another older, more powerful lich who achieved godhood at some point. Um, it's a mystery, and he'll never tell you why or how. Um, he,
Unless you make him.
mm-hmm, unless you make him, but good luck. Uh, and so, in the process of being sort of the second pair of hands for this this necromancer come lich, did you have a name for him, by the way?
Sure
Thank you.
did. Let me look under allies. Zogmoth. Wait.
Honestly, I love Zogmoth.
Good old Zogmoth.
That's
Zogmoth.
Zogmoth is the lich that I peeped doing the thing, or the person about to become a leech.
Very
Lich.
much.
Yeah, he's
what we do
your
in the shadows type
necro-mentor.
relationship.
Yeah, he's my mentor, Zogmoth.
Yeah, he's your necromentor, and definitely most of your adolescence, it was a what we do in the shadows type situation,
Yep.
where you were seeing terrible things and not being super helpful and not being super appreciated. But
Yep.
you were devoted and you worked hard and you stole some stuff when you had to, or
And
whatever
that's
it is
why
that
you're
urchins
still
do.
alive.
Mm-hmm. You never once dropped the wrong bottle at the wrong time.
Got those urchin hands. They don't drop
That's
stuff.
what happens to most of a lich's assistants. They just drop stuff and then
They
they
fuck up
evaporate.
once.
Oh man, assistants keep evaporating. Don't know why. What's going on with that?
Yes. I know that you just dropped that beaker. That's totally okay. By the way, do you know my favorite word?
Power word kill. You don't have 100 health, do you? No?
Dorks.
By the way, how much health do you
How
have?
much health do you have left? 104? You're gonna have to hit yourself one more time with that. Alright. Cool. Die.
Flicks you on the forehead. Also,
Power word kill, for those of you that don't know, is a fun spell that requires no save. If you have under 100 health points left, you die. Which is
Yep.
us until we're very high level.
I have
Yeah,
10% of that right now. You can just power word K me.
okay. And I think that sort of explains your clericness. You have worked hard enough that you have gained the notice, just the barest notice, but the notice nonetheless of this lich who achieved deity, Velshru. Um, and we'll sort of get into the why of why you're in the opening scene in just a moment. Let's now talk about your abilities and your saves. Um, do you feel like you have what sort of understanding do you have of the 6 ability scores that you see here?
Well, I know wisdom, I think, is related to checks related to knowledge, right? Is that wisdom? Maybe?
Incorrect.
No. Damn. I got nothing. Well,
Intelligence
charisma.
is
I know charisma.
book knowledge. Wisdom is street knowledge. Like how you utilize the knowledge you have.
Got it. Okay. I know
Yes, indeed.
dexterity is good for the sweet flips. Sweet flips and
Dexterity is
tricks.
the sweet flips and the cool tricks. I'll talk you through these really briefly, and we'll talk about them in terms of their saving throws. I think that's going to be the easiest way to sort of understand when you're using what skills. So, um, at the top we have strength. You don't see a strength saving throw very often. A strength saving throw would be to like catch a falling portcullis or interpose yourself between a defenseless citizen and a wrecking ball or something. Like if you have to like like in Spider-Man where he stops the train, like that's a strength save.
Withstand the brunt of a blow coming of some kind.
Mhm.
Usually you're thinking like bludgeoning style damage, right? Because you don't withstand a blade, you dodge a blade.
Yeah, you're holding something back. You are with your own pure power preventing something from happening for usually just a very brief moment in time. Yes.
Would strength will still be in play if someone was coming at me with a sword and I used a sword to try and block that sword and like hold it? Is that also strength?
Possibly. That sort of gets into how sort of theater of the mind you want to get into combat, but that's definitely a way to resolve that situation. Would be with a strength saving
The
throw. Yes.
typical of that will be versus your AC. Like that is your number if someone's going to hit you with a sword. Your armor
Mhm.
class.
If two
Thank you.
people are rolling saves at the same time against each other, that's a contest, and that would be the other way to do it, is have both parties roll a strength contest to resolve how that's going to go when your swords come together in that way.
Got it. Got
Um,
it. Got it.
After that is dexterity. Dexterity is real easy. It is sweet flips. It is cool tricks. It is catch the thing, get out of the way, or don't fall. That's
Okay.
basically dexterity. Don't really have to say much more about that. You'll understand, it's avoiding damage.
Okay.
Constitution is sort of the same way. It is resist poison. It is endure, enduring extreme elemental conditions, like just sort of anytime you are putting your body through a bad time, the Constitution save determines how bad of a time you're having. Um,
Okay.
the mental saves are a little trickier. Intelligence checks are, the knowledge-based checks. Intelligence saves you don't see very often, but they're basically a way to resist insanity. Like if you
Ooh.
see something that like you shouldn't have seen, that no one should have seen, you might make an intelligence save to resist psychic damage, or it might give you nightmares.
Oh no.
A wisdom save, um, it sort of represents your um,
My street
it
smarts.
represents it
My
represents your
tree
street
smarts.
smarts, certainly your tree smarts, perhaps. It also represents your like courage or your willpower. Like if it is often used to resist being frightened. Um,
Mm.
And then charisma is in social situations. You are uh, calming a crowd or agitating a crowd or interacting with nobility and wanting to come off in a certain way.
Mhm. Mhm.
The other way that it sort of happens is it's like your metaphysical staying power. Like if someone is trying to magically banish you or lock you in some sort of a force cage, that is also when you make a charisma save. Um,
Okay.
Indeed.
Hmm.
So those are the saves and their associated skills. As far as knowledge checks, each knowledge check relates to a skill. So you add the bonus of the skill that's related to it. And then if you are proficient in that skill, you add your proficiency bonus as well. Currently at your level, your proficiency bonus is 2. Um,
Okay.
Proficiency,
Okay. So
it doesn't
I've got.
necessarily represent that the fact that you have been trained in a skill, because it is just a +2. It's
Mhm.
just like a 10% bonus to your roll. It mostly represents a skill that you have been exposed to, but perhaps you haven't had to do it under pressure. Like you might understand how to make a fire with some sticks and rubbing them together, but you've not necessarily done that when it's getting dark and you're
Got
out in the
it.
wilderness. So that's like you're proficient in survival as a skill,
I
but you
got
might
plus
not have.
5 to survival.
You're very proficient in survival. You are naturally inclined and also exposed to the skills.
Ooh. Neat.
Um, yeah. As far as I'm not going to talk through every single skill, but there are a few that are a little harder to define, so I'm going to just walk you through them.
Mhm.
Um, Arcana, history, nature, and religion are the knowledge skills. If you want to know something about something in the world or see what your character knows, you can roll one of those skills about it, and I will tell you things. Um, the next interesting skill is insight. Insight is used in two ways. It's a wisdom skill. You use it when you are like vibe checking somebody. If you want to know if
Ooh.
someone is lying or if you want to sort of get sort of a read on them, insight is your skill. It's also a good way to connect to points. So if you have been given a bunch of information and you're not sure what information is the most relevant to the problem you have, an insight check can sort of help you make connections to the things that you know. And then the last two skills worth mentioning here are perception versus investigation. Um, Perception is sort of your just general observation. You're looking at something and just noticing what there is to notice. Investigation is more of an informed skill, like you are looking for something. Like if you're looking for a secret lock that opens the thing, or if you're looking for the hidden trapdoor, or you're looking for the specific piece of paper that's got the evidence on it. Those are investigation rather than maybe a high perception score might point out a hidden door that you didn't know was there. If you know that the hidden door is there, suddenly you are investigating and looking for it.
Okay. Cool.
Looking at any of the other skills here, are there any that you have questions about?
Mhm. I don't think so, but of course that may change, but I can always ask. So,
You certainly can. All right. Um, let's see if we have anything else. Um,
I'm not really
okay.
sure how spells work, um, which I feel like probably important.
Yes, indeed. Spells function through spell slots. You have a certain number of slots per spell level. Um, Pull up your class information just so that I don't say this wrong immediately. Um, you have two first level spell slots, and basically what that means is that you can use two first level spells per long rest. If someone thinks that it's short rest, please contradict me now.
I don't know.
That depends on your class, always. So it'll
Mm,
tell you you're a cleric, so you'll find in your first level things on your class page, it'll be a spell casting section. And in that section for cleric, it'll tell you exactly how you refresh your spells.
it's a long rest. So it is, you have to take a full, like an 8-hour nap
Hmm.
to get your first level spells back. You also have uh, 0th level spells. They're called cantrips, which you basically can use whenever, as many times as you want. You know a total of 3 of them. They're on your character sheet.
Yes, I
Uh,
remember picking them out with you.
and you can use any of those whenever.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, you only get 2 casts per sleep of your higher level spells. And as
Okay.
you gain levels, you get access to more spells and also more spell slots. So, you know, we'll get there as we get there.
Sorry, I'm reading my spells.
No
Thinking.
worries.